Hi guys, welcome back to the Improvement Season podcast. It is me, as always, Steve Hall, and on the other end is Mike Challis, my buddy. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Steve. I'm really good. We were just chatting off air about things because yeah, it's been a great week actually because we've recently come off the back of the Revive Meetup this past weekend.
Yes.
So that was awesome to connect with some of our Revive Stronger clients and team. And yeah, it's just we're in the groove. It's been a positive week, I think.
Yeah, it feels like ages ago, but also just yesterday. Like part of me
Mm,
is like, I can't believe it's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday already. But then part of me is like, but this week also feels long. I don't know. Time is time, right? It's just weird how you experience it at various moments. But
yeah.
the meetup was awesome. I think we spoke about what we were doing last time, and the bottles. Are you using your bottle? I don't know if you've got it to hand. Oh, you have.
Yeah,
Yes,
of
love it.
course.
I've been enjoying using that,
Yeah.
and yeah, what it made, and I appreciate everyone coming. I want to reiterate that what it made me want to do is make this one bigger for sure next time. We normally book out the cut, but that wasn't available. I'm going to book it out way ahead of time and try and encourage people from further afield to come, because there's a lot of people from like the US who are like, oh man, I would have loved to have actually gone. Like, oh, maybe if we plan it miles in advance, because the great thing is London's easy to get to in terms of like traveling to. And it's a bit of a holiday destination. So, and Christmas time, it's quite nice. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping to make next year like get double numbers and make it into something really big. So just we get more people to connect, really.
That would be amazing. Yeah, just the prospect of that is so exciting because there's so many people, like you said, overseas, which you talk to and you know they're great people and you'd love to meet up in person, but it's just the situation doesn't allow it. So that would be so exciting. And I think it would be
And
tremendous. Like imagine double digit people coming. It'd be awesome.
yeah, so I'm even considering, and I'd be interested to know if people listening would be interested in this, like extending it to like those loyal listeners of the improvement season who would like to kind of meet up for those sort of things, and maybe even having them semi-regular. Like if we have
Yeah.
I know a lot of our listenership is US based, so it's a bit challenging, but we have people in the UK. If people wanted to, like, I think we'd both be down for it, like every few months, like getting in a workout somewhere and some food. We're going to do those things anyway, so why not do it with some other people? So if people are interested at all, definitely leave us a comment or drop us a DM. I tend to only view comments on YouTube, but what I'd noticed recently, because I had to integrate Spotify with our megaphone, which is like our, I guess, the channel that links everything together, so it's available on all podcast platforms. And I noticed there's comments on there.
Mm.
And I'm like,
I
oh, damn, there's loads of comments. And I haven't gone back to any of them because it's a lot to go back to those and on YouTube and everywhere. So I appreciate the comments that have been left there.
Yeah, it's so much though to keep up with everything because I didn't notice it on our this improvement season podcast, but I noticed it on other podcasts that I listened to that people are leaving comments, and I was like, oh gosh, it's just
Oh, on
it's
Spotify.
yeah on
Yeah.
Spotify, so and it's just so much to keep up with. So again, I apologize to people who you know who leave comments. It's just there's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, it's just, if it was all in one place, it'll be easier. But then I don't even know. That's Spotify. What about like Apple? I don't know.
Oh
Do
God,
they have comments as well? I don't know how to even see those. Oh dear.
I
It's
always
all a
hope
lot.
not.
Yeah. I always think about YouTube because this is visual and we record it visually. I always think about that. And also I find the background like settings and analytics and everything of YouTube the most intuitive and easy to kind of get on with,
Mm,
whereas other platforms aren't so much. So that's why I
mm.
end up always thinking about it that way. But anyway, yeah, if people would be interested in that, that'd be good to do. And we've thrown around the idea of like seminars and stuff. I just want to gauge interest because I do think as we go more and more into AI and technology and less face-to-face stuff, people are going to desire more of that. So
Definitely.
that kind of personal connection where you can feel a bit lost even if there is a lot of us online.
Mm. And I say it quite a lot, but you appreciate it so much when you're there. Like when you're in person with other people, you just feel so energized. You can't put your finger on it, but just, talking to people who you talk to offline and just the passion between all of us, it's just like, oh, it's so cool. So yeah, and I definitely feel with the people who send us questions regularly and leave comments leave comments for us. You kind of feel like you guys are part of the community, and you are part
Oh yeah,
of the Revive family, as it were. So yeah, to meet up in person would be amazing. So yeah, exciting stuff.
it's similar to some of the conversations that we had over the weekend. There's a lot of people who we coach are online coaches as well, and one of the conversations was like, hey, it's really challenging actually to get across the value of coaching without going through it, because it's more than macros, like following weight trends and training and progressive overload and just all numbers. There's lots of things within the coaching process that it's hard to describe,
Mm,
but they're real huge benefits of the coaching. Something I heard today was it's similar to like people talk about kids. It's really easy to pick out the negatives of having kids in terms of the restrictions, the sleep deprivation, the stress. The positives are a little bit harder to describe.
mm,
Actually, I could say the same with like people hate comparisons between pets and humans, but the benefits of like having a dog, I just couldn't feel that like unconditional love. You don't know it until you have that pet. Whereas it's easy to describe, hey, they're barking, they're waking up at night, you have to take them out for walks, so they're shitting everywhere. Like it's so similar to that with coaching. It's hard to describe that, but where I was coming from was the events themselves. I said this about seminars. Like, yeah, it's all good. You can get the information online a lot of the time, but there's something about being in a group with others and talking and getting that community and networking. There's benefits to that are undescribable.
And not just in the gym, right? Because when we went out for a meal and we went out for a burger, just that relaxed environment and that relaxed conversation is so cool.
And you were not super happy about your burger, but I was.
It was okay. It didn't like completely floor me, but I think Andrew was more unhappy than I was, to be honest, about his burger. He was
Yeah, he
really
didn't sound
upset.
happy.
Do you know what, the moment I bit into the burger, I knew exactly why you liked it, because the immediate thing that I got was the crunch and the
Texture.
texture. And I was like, I can see why Steve liked this. This is good.
I liked the barbecue mayo as well. That was good. That was a nice flavor.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what else was in it, but it was good. It wasn't the best I've had. I had 3 burgers that weekend, Mike,
That's
all from the same place. Because me and Charlotte had a takeaway the day before because it was her choice and she always ends up choosing Honest Burger is where we went.
Mm.
And then when we went for it, I was like, oh, I won't get chips because I had chips yesterday. I'll just get 2 burgers. So 3 burgers for me.
And interestingly, you went with chicken first and then the actual beef burger. Do you think having the beef first would have changed the taste of the chicken burger?
I don't know. It's just that I knew what I was getting from the beef burger because that's why it was the one I always get. And I had
Mm.
that the day before, whereas the chicken burger was like new and exciting. So I just couldn't help myself. And I went with the thing that I was most excited to eat first. And I
Mm.
wanted it warm and to give it its best. So mine was really good. And in fact, it may end up changing my order from Honest Burgers going forward. It's just a little bit more calorie dense. It's like 200 extra calories for the chicken burger versus that beef burger. So, yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, that was that.
The chicken burger has been almost a 2025 revelation, to be honest.
Yeah, fried chicken for me was like I didn't even know this thing was so good.
Mm.
I didn't get why so many people liked it. It was nothing I ever ate, and now I'm like, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely been something from 2025 for sure.
Have you got any from 2025, Mike?
Oh, great one.
Doesn't have to be food.
Hmm. I'd need to think about it. My mind's just suddenly gone blank. Um, there's probably definitely some food things for sure, but
We need to do an episode like a wrap up, don't we, for 2025? I don't know exactly what it'll look like, but like Spotify Wrapped, as we did we talk about that? I don't even know if we talked
no, we
about it.
haven't
No, we
talked about
didn't.
that.
But I appreciate everyone who's been
Yeah.
tagging and sharing that we're in there. Spotify Wrapped, particularly the improvement season. I know we've got a much smaller audience than the main podcast, but it's cool to see some people are literally their 1 and 2 was like the improvement season and the Revive Stronger podcast. So what I need to do is get more people who listen to the main podcast listen to this, because I think they'd enjoy this. They just maybe aren't aware of it. But yeah, maybe we need to do like a personal Wrapped. I don't know exactly how that would look, but
I think we should.
My Fitness Pal should do a Wrapped. That would be funny, right? Seeing like what top foods you ate. Mine would it would be like you ate thousands of grams of oats.
Yeah. The it'd be interesting to see what was like the top protein powder or something like that, or something like that.
I have to admit, I'm a bit cheeky with protein powder sometimes, and I will input just any old whey, and I just, because they're so similar in terms of calories. It's like what happened recently. Oh, Kvarg. I forget the brand. It's like Lindel's or whatever it is. But I like their white chocolate pots. They've updated the packaging, and I was like, oh, the macro's different. Have they updated the recipe? I was like, oh, they are slightly different, but like by 2 calories or something. I was like, I'm not going to change my input. I'll just keep it the same. Or if I eat an apple, like I just have this generic apple entry that I put in. Like I'm not changing that. I think oats, actually, even though I eat these Scottish oats from Tesco all the time, I don't actually know what oat entry I use. I keep that consistent, but it's just like, it's oats, right? I know they vary a little bit, but probably within the degree of error within those packaging products anyway. Well, certainly, because they can be out by like 20%. I'm rambling, but yeah, I don't. If it was what my point was, if it tried to look at my protein that I'm eating, I'd be like, I didn't actually eat that protein. It's just the one I've been using to track it.
And on the note of protein, last week how you said Ghost doesn't mix well with oats. So I had that experience this week. So Andrew, like, amazing, he gave me this gift of his bulk vanilla protein. I was like, great. Do you know what?
Vanilla.
Of course, vanilla. My favorite. He said, it's in your favorite flavor. I was like, oh, great. Vanilla. Perfect. So, but yeah, I thought I'm going to put it in my oats this week, and it doesn't mix well in oat. It totally fucked it. And I was just like, it was just so disappointing. I call it my spongy apple experience.
Yeah, I don't. What did it do to the texture?
Made it runny, and there was like, powdery bits in it, and it lumps exactly. And I was just like, ugh. I initially thought, oh, have I just made this up all wrong? But then I did it 3 more times, and it was exactly the same.
3. Oh wait, you ate each one though, right? You didn't like chuck them out.
No, I ate each one. I batch cooked them. I was batch cooking basically.
Right, got you. Yeah, that makes sense. And do you cook your oats then mix it in? Yeah, that's the same thing I do. But it sounds like it did the same thing as Ghost. It's whether or not it's like Ghost has some digestive enzymes in there, or if it's the mix of like hydrolyzed. I don't know if I haven't checked the one Andrew gave us as a gift, which again was really kind. I don't think Andrew listens to these, but shout out to Andrew. It's like a mix of concentrate, isolate, and hydrolyzed. At least Ghost is. I don't know if that way is. And sometimes that can be the issue, but you just can't beat Perform. Whatever they've done, it mixes supremely well, and it's 10/10 every time, and the flavor's great. Just need them to give it to me for free.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Has that come through your Perform Whey protein, by the way?
Yes. Yeah, I got my cereal milk, white chocolate hazelnut. I got sticky toffee pudding, because I had that from CMP when I was sponsored by them, and it was unbelievable. This isn't actually as good, but it's still nice. And then cookie dough I got as well.
Solid. Yeah.
I will say they're all nice, but I probably, if you gave me them mixed into oats and were like, which flavor is this? I'd be like, I don't know, it's just tasty.
Yeah.
I can't tell you which flavor.
I wonder if they all have a bit of a base, because I sometimes think with cereal milk, it's got a cinnamony type ishness to it, maybe. But yeah, I wonder if there's like a baseline flavor like vanilla, and then they add like tweaks to it.
I expect so. Yeah, I do think a lot of them, especially maybe the ones I've picked, are all quite similar tasting, there's only small differences
Mm.
between them. But when I had like lemon, I think I've had like lemon drizzle, that was like a distinct different flavor, which I liked because you got the lemon zest kind of flavor there. Can't really think of other ones I've had. But I'm not massively sold on their chocolate flavors so far, but I'll have to try those again in future. But yeah, that delivery came.
Oh, and also you've just reminded me because I can't remember if it was this past weekend or the weekend before, but you tried their protein bars and you said it was like, what, a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, so it was last weekend. I had it on the day actually of the meetup when I got
Mm.
home. I bought 2 boxes because they had them buy one, get one free. And I got cookie dough and I got the Dubai chocolate. That's the only
Mm.
Dubai chocolate I've had. I don't know if you've had actual Dubai chocolate. I'm guessing not.
No, I haven't
Did you
had
know it
proper.
was a huge trend?
No, I didn't, to be honest.
That's why they're doing it, because it's just like this massive trend. Everything like
Uh,
Dubai chocolate. It has been for like a year or two, or maybe. I think it's slowly dying off. But the cookie dough one was literally 9 out of 10. I don't know if I was particularly hungry. I've only had one, so I need to have it again and see if I agree that it's still a 9 out of 10. But I love the taste, the texture, everything. The macros on those bars are solid. They're like 20 protein, 5 grams of fat, 200 calories. You can work out the difference for the carbs, like 15 carbs or something. And I tried the Dubai chocolate one though, and that was a little bit disappointing.
no,
That
okay.
was closer to a 7. Just
Okay.
didn't have any real distinct flavor going on. I haven't had Dubai chocolate, so I can't compare it to like what that tastes like. But it was just like it was a bit lackluster in flavor. The texture was similar to the cookie dough one, but it had these like, I guess Dubai chocolate has these like flakes on it or something.
Mm.
And I was just like, what are these flakes doing on top of this bar? They just taste of nothing and they're crunchy and don't really add anything. So I wouldn't get that bar again.
It's funny because I tried the Perform Baklava protein bar and they did the same thing. They put these flaky bits on it, and I'm like,
Have you had
all it's
baklava?
doing? Not like a proper
Real?
baklava, not a real
Oh,
one.
dude, you have to try it.
It was
Next
good.
time you see it from somewhere good, honestly, it's going to just blow your mind a little bit.
Oh,
Actually, I
okay.
don't want to hype it up too much
Okay.
because then you might be disappointed.
I'll make a note to try it though next time I see it. Next time I go to like a baked goods shop, I'll get it.
Had it in the last time I think I actually, unless I've had it between then, but me and Charlotte went to Greece not that long ago,
Mm.
and it was just unbelievable. Like, just it's like a pastry with just nuts and soaked in honey, and it's so calorie dense. That's the only problem.
Yeah. But I imagine, having a baklava in Greece is like having a pizza in Naples.
It
It's
should
always going
be.
to be good.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm hoping. So, funny enough, I'm full of protein bars now because Charlotte gave me yesterday, a little bit late, but she did order it ahead of time, and she's better than me because I didn't get her anything. She gave me a protein bar advent calendar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've only
Grenades.
opened 2 doors. No, I've opened 2 doors, and they've been barbells or barbells. I don't know how you say it. Barbells probably. It makes more sense. They've been barbells, chocolate protein bars. So yeah, that's been good. I did
Love it.
send her a link because barbells do a advent calendar for themselves. There's some exclusive flavors in it as well. I sent her that as like this would be interesting to get. And so I
Mm.
think she took that as inspiration because we discussed advent calendars a bit. But I was like, don't worry about it. I've just bought all these protein bars. Then she gave me this one yesterday. So I'm going to be inundated with protein bars. I'm somehow going to have to incorporate them into my day. They're going to have to replace something else at some point.
Not a bad thing at all. It's interesting because I find some people aren't that big on protein bars, but I love them. I love a good protein bar.
It's like, well, we have a high protein diet, right? We're arguably above what you might say is needed for muscle growth. And so we need protein. So this
Mm.
tick gets us protein in. And then we also want to enjoy our diet. And so they taste almost as good as a chocolate bar. So it's
Mm.
like, well, you get 2 ticks there, right? Whereas if I just eat a chocolate bar, I don't get my protein. And that's not great. And a lot of protein bars are relatively low in fat as well, which is an extra tick because you're not getting all those saturated fats that maybe you don't want to have too much of in your diet. So I kind of see it as it's in that middle ground of it's definitely not like a health food by any means, but it's not as much of a just pure junk food. It's kind of in that somewhat of a middle ground.
Yeah.
Again, people would debate me there and say it's just pure junk, and I would favor it being that way than a whole food for sure. But anyway, I digress.
On something that you reminded me of is my friend and colleague at the physio clinic that I work at, she really kindly got me a little treat as well. So Protein Works do this product called was it like a protein mud cake type mixture?
I did see it on your story, yeah.
And it said
Mud
on
cake.
it mud cake, exactly. And it's
Mug
great.
or mud?
Mud.
Oh, okay.
Mud cake. And it's great because it's just like a mixture. It's essentially just like protein and like bit of flour essentially. And you just put it in the microwave for like 50 minutes and it forms a little protein cake, basically.
A mug cake, but called a mud cake.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what? I'm doubting myself now, and I need to
I'm
look
like, it's a mug cake, isn't it?
It's probably a mug cake. I have no idea.
But have you never tried making mug cakes before, like protein mug cakes?
Not proper ones, no. I've only just made like just regular protein fluff cake type thing. Just with normal...
the not with flour and stuff.
Yeah,
just
so I've never tried it before. But here's the thing, right? So I looked at the back at what the nutrients are. How much protein do you think's in a serving? So it's a 43 gram, they recommend like 43 gram scoop. How much protein do you think's in that?
I would just guess it's going to have about 20. Is it 10?
Lower.
What? This is not a protein.
That's what I thought.
This starts to get on that question, when someone said protein in everything, what do you think about that trend? This is one of those things, especially from a supplement company.
That's what I was so disappointed. 6 grams of protein. How awful is that? And this is from a protein company as well. Protein Works, protein mug cake, 6 grams of protein. That is pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. I was almost like,
what were the calories like?
146 calories.
Okay, so at least it's relatively low. Mostly carbs, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's just basically flour.
How did it taste?
It was great, to be fair.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I say great, like...
This is Mike's great.
So reflecting, I would probably say, yeah, good. It was nice. It wasn't 6 awful.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's what I would have said, 6 out of 10.
Okay, cool. Oh,
because when
that's a nice thought.
Yeah, it was. It was lovely. Yeah, I didn't mention the protein bit though because I thought I'm going to sound really ungrateful if I just say that.
Did you see this has fuck all protein? Why'd you give it to me?
Take it back. I don't want it anymore. Yeah, but
oh dear,
totally like poor marketing. That's what I said. That's what I say.
But it's so nice to get gifts from people. It's like, obviously giving gifts is really nice. Actually, I often feel bad if I get given a gift. Like from a client, I feel bad. But yeah, my client Sharon, who was at the meet, she gave me some nice coffee beans, which I have had a coffee from, and that was enjoyable for sure. Yeah, it's always just so like Andrew gave us that protein powder, which is I'm inundated with protein at the moment. Actually, protein supplements. I'm done for like I don't know. I've got whole next year covered probably.
Literally no cupboard space, I imagine. It's just all
it doesn't even fit in the cupboards. Also, that's the problem. I have old protein in there that I'm like, it's like emergency protein because it sucks for the ways that I consume it, at least. So it doesn't do I need to try it in Ninja Creamies, actually, some of my older proteins, see how they go.
There you go.
It tends to work well in there.
I was going to ask you, actually, it crossed my mind. Have you ever thought about mixing flavors?
I have thought about it. I have never really, I don't think I've ever done it. Oh, I do mix flavors. When I make my croats, so my cream of rice oats, but that's mostly because I put in the casein protein powder to make it a bit thicker to improve the texture. And then I put in a whey protein alongside it. So that's the only reason I end up mixing flavors, but I haven't generally done it much. Do you mix flavors a lot?
I haven't, but I don't know, when you were talking earlier, I was just thinking, oh, you could kind of make it like some sort of Frankenstein flavor, maybe, or I don't know.
Mm,
Like, what would cereal milk taste like with, I don't know, white chocolate hazelnut or something? It
probably the
probably
same.
tastes yeah, yeah,
They
exactly.
probably are the same. It's just the label on them that's different.
Yeah. This tastes no different.
But good. I like it.
Yeah.
I can say the Ghost. I got the Cinnabon flavor Ghost. And I can say it's that would distinctly, like, you can tell it's that, like, very
Mm,
distinctly. I use it in the Ninja Creamy, and I don't have to add any sweeteners to it. And it's still like overpoweringly, to a nice degree, like Cinnabon. So I've been
mm.
enjoying that. I've just been having it as a Ninja Creamy at the moment.
Nice. And does it retain the bits in the Ninja Creamy as well? Do you get some of that?
It doesn't have bits. Only certain
Okay.
flavors have the
Ah,
chunks
okay.
in there. So yeah, because the two we've tried, the Nutter Butter and the Oreo, that had those biscuits inside it. I think the cookie dough one, no, I'm not sure. Some of them have bits in, some of them don't, basically.
Mm.
But this is one that doesn't. It has like cinnamon, like you can see the bits of cinnamon in there, but it doesn't have any like soft cinnamony bits. That would be quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Because it reminds me as well of Ben and Jerry's. So one of my favorite flavors actually of Ben and Jerry's is the peanut flavored Ben and Jerry's because I like
Like a
the
Reese's cup.
Reese's. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
the Reese's bits in it, and it's just like when you get one of those little Reese's bits, it's like, oh, this is so good.
Mike, to make a bit of a tangent, any other
Yeah.
updates from you this week? How's the shoulder? How's training going? How are you feeling?
Yeah, so shoulders going okay. Again, it's you'll be able to relate to this. It's sometimes I'm always reluctant to say, oh, it's in like getting better because the progress feels really slow. But I can say that I am doing more with it at the moment. So as of this week, started doing push-ups. We've I say we like the physio at the clinic. We also, with her permission, integrated a bit of cable work, which has been great. Interestingly, and I think this would be interesting for listeners to know. So I asked her about whether lateral raises would be okay, and she said actually hold off them for the time being because she said that so where where I had the fracture, which was the greater tuberosity, that's where one of the rotator cuff or two or three, the supraspinatus attaches onto that greater tuberosity attachment. And she said if you were to integrate lateral raises, there might be a risk that you flare things up or that you're just irritating that fracture site. So she said for the time being, don't do that, but dumbbell press, absolutely, push ups, and then some cable work. So that's progress for me. So I've just got to keep leaning into that. And yeah, and we're in December. So I'm just really hoping if I can just keep building that up, hopefully by maybe February time, I'll be pressing more. And then, yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully early 2026, hopefully back to some proper upper body training again, which will be, yeah, it'll be great.
To feel like a delt pump and like that sort of thing. Not that you ever get massive pumps anyway, but to feel that will be just beautiful, I imagine.
Oh, and just like a chest pump as well. Like all I want for Christmas is a chest pump.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
also, yeah.
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's also weird when you're just doing like one arm stuff, you get a bit of a stimulus in your chest, but then to have no stimulus in your other pec is just a bit of it's, it's a bit weird to be honest with you. But yeah, it's
Had
fine.
it a little bit today with my calves because I actually don't want to switch on to my news yet because I think it's good to give more to you in this regard because especially kind of getting some injuries myself recently, it makes me appreciate like how hard it must be and must have been and continue to be for you going through what you're going through because my stuff, yeah, it sucks, but it's not as severe as what you are going through and have been through. And part of me was thinking, is there a sense of it becomes your new normal where it's just like, hey, this is what I can do and I can't do these other things? But I think probably hard part is because if part of me feels like, I don't know, say you've injured your lower back, you're just like, I can't do hip hinges anymore, but I can do everything else, and you just get on with things. You're like, hey, this is it. Part of me feels like that would be quite easy to just accept and know what you can get on with. But because for you, it's a case of, I can't do these things for now, but it is slowly improving. So it's like, it's not black and white. It's like you have to continue to think about it. So it's like you're continually thinking like, can I do this yet? Can I do this yet? I think that ongoing unknown is infuriating, I expect.
Yeah. The thing which for me is a bit more infuriating, which I could relate strongly to what you said in our check-in this week, is just the fluctuations where you can sometimes feel a bit of an improvement, and then for whatever reason, I might wake up one morning and it feels more painful, or it's just a little bit irritable. And just for that kind of moment or for a little while, it's that you get that thought pattern of, fuck's sake, what is this? Just like, fuck off, pain. I'm making progress here. I want to do my upper body work. Like, why are you worse today? And it's just stuff like that. And then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought I was getting better. And you just get in this bit of a spiral. But that's probably for me more infuriating.
Yeah. It's it's that continual change of environment and circumstance that just becomes really challenging to deal with, especially as people like us have structure and routine and just like get on with stuff. I could only imagine it being similar to if someone has like a slight intolerance to a certain food. And it's like, oh,
Mm,
like actually, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. And then out of nowhere, it flares up, and you're just like, God, I feel terrible. Why is this?
yeah. But again, and you mentioned this in like your post, I think yesterday, where like I can't remember exactly what you said, but we've just got to keep moving forwards. We've got no other choice. And
What future you would hope now you did.
exactly. And just absolutely having faith that it will get better. And yeah, like you said, future me will be proud that I was just, whatever I did, I just stayed consistent and I didn't give up. I
Yeah.
didn't quit. Um, so yeah, and that's all I do. And I think another thing that has helped me as well is it's just it's just something that I do. Like, I've got my gym Swiss ball downstairs, and I got my bands, and I just do my rehab, and it's just part of what I do, like, without fail. And I just stick to the process, and I just keep doing it, having faith that it's all gonna help.
Yeah. It's so funny how bodybuilding has so many things that just, obviously this is part of bodybuilding, but there's so many things that just applies to in terms of sticking to the process, being consistent, doing the things that you know are going to be stepstones towards your end goal, and having kind of faith in that process.
Mm.
It's so powerful. But how the leg training going well though?
Yeah, so I mean, I did mention to you this week that I was having a bit of hip discomfort as well,
Yeah.
which isn't ideal. And it's like, don't you dare give out on me, legs, that you've all I've got at the moment. Come on.
Yeah.
But fortunately, so it was feeling sore after pendulums are the main thing. So heavy pendulums for me, it really seems to irritate it at the moment, the right hip. And so I've, what I've just, and this was after we chatted. So I'm probably going to make a switch to hack squats because, I've got this really nice variation where I just do a really nice paused at the bottom, like hack squat. It feels really comfortable on the hips. So I'll just have to make a bit of a switch to that. But other lower body movements feel good. I've just got to make that bit of a switch.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You're going to have wham legs, and then you can let the upper body catch up. We can put the legs a little bit on the back burner as we push the upper body.
I know it's working because I was in a clinic meeting last week, and two of the people there said to me, like, Mike, your legs have definitely grown, like, without
Nice.
question. And I was like, good. This is good. It's working. So yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
great. We'll just have to hammer the chest when the time is right. So I'm
for
looking
sure.
forward to that day. Mm.
So, as an
But
update on my end,
yeah.
somewhat like brief recap. People know I've been dealing with this mystery strain. So, me and Mike decided for this week to essentially deload any squatting. Deload, don't do it, basically. and don't do any heavy hip hinging like RDLs, stuff like this, which I've been doing. But on that Monday session, and it was all going swimmingly, and I thought swimmingly. I don't know if I'm clumsy or it's just Yorkies is quite a compact gym, so stuff is all around. But I ended up knocking my foot for whatever reason on like the hip thrust machine, I think it was, and it hurt a lot at the time. I was like, I literally was like, fuck, like made a bit of a fuss, but then it completely passed. Completed the rest of my session, no problem. Came home, ate food, took Ada out for a walk, and I was like, oh, my foot feels a bit maybe swollen, a bit uncomfortable. I was like, I should probably start icing that. Got home, put ice on it, sat down for a consultation with someone. And as we were doing the consultation, and if Mark listens to this, I have to apologize to him. Not that I think I gave any sense of the pain I was going through, but I could just feel this pain building. I was like, I need this consultation to end because I can't concentrate. So, I mean, it kind of been too bad because Mark did sign up, which is great. I'm excited to start working with him. But yeah, it just started building. And I could see bruising coming through. I had like a cut in the skin where I'd knocked it and the swelling was coming up. And unfortunately, I had to cancel a podcast with Darren Kando, who basically, I booked him in like a year in advance. So I was really gutted about that. But the pain was quite literally an 8 out of 10. That level of pain where, you know, like when your skin's just crawling and you just need to like scratch it off. I just felt like anything else to distract me from this pain is what I needed. So I messaged a few people. I like put a story on my Instagram, just like anything that could distract me. But thankfully I was on the phone to Charlotte for about half an hour, and about 15 minutes into that call, the pain just started dwindling. This is also after taking ibuprofen, having my foot elevated, of course, that whole rest, ice, elevate. Compress, elevate. So I also had a compression stocking on. So I was doing all of that stuff. Then they dissipated to like a 2-3 out of 10. And then by that evening, a 1. If I was at rest, I couldn't even notice it. So, but I couldn't really put much like pressure on it initially. I could just about walk on my heel, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to take Ada out for a walk or do anything. But thankfully, by the next morning, it settled enough for me to do a walk I probably shouldn't have done. Like if I was advising someone, I'd be like, don't do a walk. You're still too in pain. But I was like, typical stubborn routine. I just kind of did a bit of a shorter walk with Ada, managed to hobble my way to the gym. You know, when you're a bit injured, I don't know if you experienced this at the initial phase of your injury, but it's like it shouldn't impact other areas like my upper body, but I just didn't feel as strong in myself. And so my numbers were okay, but not an amazing session. And then obviously continue to ice it, do all that good stuff. But by today, much better.
Yeah.
I'd say 70% of the way there in terms of like recovered. I can use most of my foot. I was describing to Mike, I'm kind of walking like my foot's a stump. It's weird. Like I don't feel connected to the muscles in it. Like they don't really want to work. But I can like splay my toes and I can like point up and down. Did like some light calf raises and that all feels completely fine. Actually, walking is almost the least comfortable thing. Like, sat here, I don't even notice that it's doing anything. I've got it up on like a stool. But yeah, like we said, I think hopefully by this weekend, it will be 100% the way there, or 90% of the way there, rather. I don't expect it'll be 100%. But I could do hip thrusts today. I did good mornings in the Smith machine, so it can put force through it. It's just gets uncomfortable in certain positions. So I wouldn't be able to do like a lunge through it, or I don't think a squat. I actually even managed, I probably shouldn't have done it, sissy squats. But if I was really on my big toe and I was careful about it, it actually felt fine on it. So like I wouldn't have done it if it was causing any discomfort or pain, because what's the point? But I managed to do some bodyweight sissy squats with a bit of assistance. So yeah, that's my kind of weird freak accident. If that pain had lasted any longer, I'd have to have gone to A&E. It was so bad. So hopefully it's not fractured or any more than just bruising.
I don't think so, because I mentioned to you there's like a protocol called the Ottawa Rules, which is basically like a heuristic for, you know, if someone is positive with these things, then they need to get an X-ray to exclude a fracture. And when it comes to the ankle, one of the key parts of that is, can the person weight bear? If they can't, then they probably need to go and get an X-ray. So the fact that even though it wasn't maybe fully, you know, properly, you could still weight bear essentially. So that definitely lowers the risk for sure. And And the other positive thing is that, again, pain has been settling. Ultimately, as well, is there's not maybe a lot they could do sometimes when it's around the foot, or particularly the, like, well, it's not the toes, but so yeah, the fact that everything's trending in the positive direction is the most important thing. And what you mentioned about your foot feeling like a stump, so you've got what's called pain inhibition, and also I think it's called arthrogenic inhibition, where essentially when you get swelling inhibits muscle activation. So if you've got swelling around the ankle and also just pain as well, that's going to be probably inhibiting some of the muscle function around the ankle. You've probably also got stiffness and a little bit of reduced ankle dorsiflexion because of the swelling and the trauma, etc. So that's going to make it feel more like a stump. So again, once all of those things settle down, it will just feel more normal. And the good thing about what you have been doing, training around it, is I think that continues to have a very strong central nervous system drive, which ultimately promotes that activation, and it just promotes things working properly, I think. So I think ultimately you did the right thing.
Maybe just too many dog walks. But it's getting better. That's the main thing. And I was making sure it wasn't getting worse. And yeah, I appreciate your input on it, because yeah, I was concerned for a time. But yeah, it's just weird how that delayed inflammatory response kicks in. But I think I also wondered, because I mentioned before, my strain feels better often when I train. I wonder if it's part of the adrenaline, and that's maybe why I could train through it, because it's just like you've got this adrenaline, so you don't feel the pain and discomfort. Because my foot actually starts feeling better as I train, because it's probably just like, hey, you've got more important things to worry about. This adrenaline's kind of kicking in, and so, but yeah, it's definitely on the up. But just freak. I'd love to know in the comments if anyone's had any freak incidents in the gym. I know people like drop dumbbells on their foot, or like, didn't a rack like fall on top of Menno? I've actually discussed this with him, but I can't remember his specific injury. I think a rack, like, he had a really why can't I say that word? Catastrophe.
Catastrophic.
Catastrophic. That's the word I was going for. Event in the gym that like really hurt his back. Yeah, these things happen, and it reminds me of, what's that film where it's like the roller coaster, people like flip out of it and die. It's like all these like crazy events happen where people die. I've forgotten what it's called. That's really frustrating. I think in one of the scenes there was like, I don't know, swords on like the ceiling in the gym, and they're like bench pressing below it, and then the swords just fell down and like sliced their head off.
I definitely don't know that film. I haven't seen that one.
Someone is listening. Richard is probably listening, and he's being like, "It's that film. Oh, why can't I remember? Oh, it's going to frustrate." It will come into my head later in the podcast. But,
at the very end, as we're saying our farewells, it'll be like, "Oh, that film." But no, sorry, that's not drawing any names to me, unfortunately.
But that's the only thing on my end. And silver lining, I'm deloading my lower body anyway. Yeah. Squat patterns are the thing that would be the worst thing to do for the foot, and it's only calves really I'm missing out on. It's just, man, it's crazy actually. People talk about, could you get as much quad growth through just doing like isolations? So in theory, leg extensions train every head of the quad, right? So you don't need a squat pattern. I did 10 sets of leg extensions, and like, yeah, my quads felt a pump, they felt stimulated, and like systemically nothing. I'm just like, every set was basically zero failure, all partials. Like, I just can't see myself growing in my quads through that as well. So it's just interesting, like trying to, because essentially you have to like divide and conquer into like different exercises to try and get the same stimulus from the compounds. I think that it's very inefficient, but I'm skeptical that it grows them as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's not quite related to that, but this is also, I was just thinking generally off air as well, earlier this week, just how
Final Destination. Sorry, I knew it would come into my head.
I have heard of that film. Isn't that an anime? Is it an animated film?
No. It's real people, and it's like, basically, I think at the start of the film, this isn't spoilers, something happens where a lot of people die, but some people survive, and it's like they should have died. And so they will at some point die in the film. And it's always through some freak accident, like you're driving behind a truck that has logs on it, and then the logs unravel, and then the log just smashes through the windscreen and crushes your skull. So yeah, Final Destination is going to put you off leg pressing now. No, it's quite fun. It's very weird.
I got it confused with Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay, yes, that's a game, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's been made into a movie as well. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying. I just had to.
At least you remembered. No, but yeah, this is the improvement season, right? So all the injuries that we're going through, all the struggles, this is all part and parcel of the journey of the improvement season.
Absolutely.
And as a segue, it was cool to see on Instagram Eric Helm's review of just Worlds and his I guess summary of it all. Like, it was really nice to see that he had a great time with 3DMJ, that it was kind of a bit of a culmination for them all, and to be part of his journey. And he, excitingly, he could be competing again in 2027 maybe.
I did see that, and I commented, because there would actually be potential if we both did Worlds, because that's probably where we're going to meet each other, that we'd be in the same weight class, because it depends how their weight classes fall. But if it was this year, and I could have quite easily fallen in the same weight band as Eric, and that would just be wild to be on stage with Eric. It would also just be cool to see our physique side by side. Like, I don't know how they fare, because you honestly don't know until you're on stage with someone how the physique's going to look. You could look at body weights, you can look at like heights and all of these things, but not until they're side by side do you really get that perspective. It's like Babacar looks insane in person, but also insane on stage.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I was like, why am I using Babacar as an example? He's a terrible example.
Are you and Eric the same height?
No, he's like 6 foot something.
Oh, he's taller. Oh.
Yeah, he's definitely taller.
Crazy.
And I can't remember what his stage weight is, but I think it's like, I actually don't know, near 180 maybe.
Okay, yeah,
something like that. I actually don't know. I don't want to try and say, but he's heavier than me. I'm almost, no, I am certain he's heavier than me, but not by a huge margin. So I think that height, it would be close. I think in the end, just be interesting, because I think both of us aren't blessed with structures, and our side shots are really strong. I actually think he'd end up, when I'm just walking through this, I don't think Eric will listen to this, but thinking about it, I think at least side by side shots, it would be very tight. I'd beat him from the rear, he'd beat me from the front. Probably. That's how I kind of see it going.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know.
From the front,
he's just got nice quads. He's got a small waist. Kind of, his front shots aren't super strong, but they're my fundamental weakness. And I just feel like I've got a bit more thickness through the rear. I think that's his weakest, is the rear shots. Definitely.
I think from a front symmetry perspective, yes, but front muscularity, your front double bicep has come up a lot, and even your front lat spread has come up a lot. So from a muscularity round perspective, that would have to be decided in person in the moment, I think.
Very true. But yeah, it'd just be a huge honor, as I'm sure a lot of, it's kind of, I don't know if Eric recognizes this for himself, but to compete next to him it's a very similar honor to like competing next to a Babacar, for example, for a different reason, of course. But like the impact he's had on the sport and industry as a whole is like arguably larger than any other like natural bodybuilder. So like to actually be on stage with him would be just unbelievable, especially on my own personal journey. The amount of respect I have for him. Anyway, it's a complete random. Should we get into questions?
Hi guys, Steve here. Just wanted to take a moment of your time to remind you of our online coaching service. At Revive Stronger, we pride ourselves on providing personalized service that will take your physique and knowledge to the next level. If you're interested, check the description and sign up.
We can do.
Or do you have anything else?
Well, you did say that we might do a physique critique of someone, so I don't know
Yes.
if we've got time for that.
Let's do that first, because people can decide if they like this segment or not. If you're listening and not watching, it might be a bit lost on you. Let's see. Let's hope it's not. What we're going to do is I think in an episode at some stage, we said, hey, if you want to send in your physique and we can review it live on the show or something along those lines, we can do that. And that's what this person asked if we could do. So I was like, hey, if you're happy to do it, why don't we try it and see if people enjoy it? Because ultimately we do this for you guys. So let's try and see, where is share? There we go. Share screen. I've got it up. Here we are. So we've got Victor.
Woohoo!
So Victor says, I recall, on a recent improvement season, you'd mentioned if anyone's interested in your opinion on physique, they should send some images. So he's 39, 5'6.5", 156 pounds. And I mean, from the images, lean. He said, I've been training since he was 18 or 19, so a long period of time. Began to take my body weight and diet seriously 3 to 4 years ago and would like to someday compete just for fun and the experience. Very cool. I know the posing sucks. Everyone says that. My chest is super weak. Focusing on biceps and triceps at the moment. Will bias chest at some point. Any critique and opinion is greatly appreciated. Keep up the great content. It drives me into work. It makes the drives into work much easier. Okay, let's have a look then. So we've got a front double bicep to look at initially. I don't know if I've rambled there, Mike, so I don't know if you've got any initial comments you want to make. Should we go bottom to top?
Let's go bottom. So
Socks. He's wearing socks.
So good calves. Maybe quads could come up a touch, but overall I'd say it looks not too bad, like in terms of balance between upper and lower. Maybe, but yeah, quads could come up a touch potentially. It's mainly obviously posing, but if arms were lifted a little bit, but good biceps from the pose there. There's a V taper, which is good. So yeah, from the front pose, it's actually decent. Good symmetry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for this shot, if he raised his elbows 3 inches, maybe they have to come up quite a bit. So that bicep peak was above his shoulder. It would transform this pose. It's not a bad shot at all. I'm actually surprised by your comment on the quads, because I thought his legs look actually maybe a bit more developed than his upper. Do you think there's an imbalance between his left and right quad? To me, his left, our right. Sorry, yeah, his left, our right. That quad looks smaller.
His left.
Yeah, so can you see my mouse? I don't know if you can.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Smaller.
Not to me, at least.
I don't know if that's the
whether it's his position, how he's placing his foot,
the lighting.
Yeah, at least I don't think so. Not massively to me.
But actually, posing wise, really just shifting his arms up would be like make this not a bad shot at all.
But again, like there's a nice shape to that to him. So yeah, this is a good shot.
And calves are solid. Let's do a rear. Similar comment on the arms.
Yeah.
Go for it, Mike.
Again, like there's some nice thickness to his back there, which is great. Again, it's more posing related, but obviously the feet are together. If he just put one foot back a little bit, I think that would change the dynamic of this pose. But I think this is a pretty solid back pose, to be honest with you. I think the back itself is looking very solid. And again, arm development looks balanced, just needs to be positioned slightly differently for the posing. No, again, I think this is a very well balanced shot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, again, bottom to top, like, hey, calves, they're developed, they've got them, and adductors look solid, hamstrings look solid, there's even some detail coming through, nice sweep to the quads. Can't say anything too much about the glutes because they're hidden. Yeah. And then I will say, I think Victor's a little thicker through the waist than like other competitors will be. but I think raising those arms will help potentially also make him look a bit wider in this
Yeah.
shot. But general back development's solid. Traps are very developed. Like they're big traps. If anything, delts could do with coming up a little bit more. Arms and delts in this shot would probably be the weaker
I'd say
muscles, but solid.
the lateral delts in particular, I would say, because I think maybe it's hard to know, but obviously raising the elbows up, but also maybe externally rotating the arms as well, that might pop the delts a little bit, particularly from the front.
That kind of face pull situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Then we have I don't know if you had anything more on that shot.
no.
Nope. Most muscular from him.
Ooh. Again, pretty solid. This is where your comment about the wide waist, I think, probably comes in. I would say just looking the waist looks quite wide in this shot, I would say. And also your comment about the delts here as well. A bit more delts would really enhance this shot, I think. But again, really nice thick abs, which is great. It would just be the delts from this shot, I would say, more than anything.
Quads looking even more imbalanced here, I swear. I don't know if it's just me, but I swear his right quad is looking bigger. I'd be very interested to know, Victor, if you've noticed anything.
If anything, I would have said his right quad is smaller.
This one?
Yeah.
This thigh you think looks smaller than this one?
I can't.
Just the fact that you're umming and ahhing about it is enough for me to be like, I don't know if I'm seeing things. I'd also be interested in what the audience thinks. Clearly not enough of a discrepancy for Mike to say anything. So, But yeah, I mean, I think arms, chest, delts, if he packed on size on them for this shot, it would look so much better because he has a nice thick abs, as you said, but that core is thick and it almost looks like, but if he just packed out his particularly delts, give him a bit more width, and I think if he squared off his elbows a bit more, that shot could start looking absolutely gnarly. It's also hard to tell because obviously his upper body's a little bit more conditioned than his lower, so it's like his legs look to me overpowering his upper body, but would they when the body fat continued to come down?
Yeah, I would also get him to see rather than positioning his hands like that, to actually have them more like that. I think that might look a little bit better. But
taking their hands clasped, literally.
Exactly. But but no, I think those are that I completely agree with what you said there.
But very cool that I think he's in a spot where he can definitely consider competing for sure. Like this would be a great point to like start a prep from, or even he could be a bit softer than this even potentially. But great starting point for that. Nice. If people enjoyed that, you can let us know. I'll stop sharing my screen. Did that stop sharing?
Yeah, stop sharing.
Cool.
Well done, Victor, and thanks for listening as well. So, question time. All right.
I've got them up.
So, I'll ask this as well because it's directed towards you. So, Christine, or Kreinhardt5, she asks Steve, what was your immediate rate of gain post-prep, and how often did you and Cliff make nutritional adjustments to stay on target for that goal?
Oh, yeah. This is something I should have looked up before the podcast. But I can't remember, Mike. You probably also remember. But Cliff was quite eager for me to check in, especially in that first week. Like every couple of days, I was almost checking with him. I have to say, at the time, I was also a bit surprised. And in hindsight, still I am a bit surprised by the calories Cliff gave me. I thought he would have given me more. I would have thought, and I generally am more assertive at that point. He was quite conservative. Do you remember me saying that to you, Mike? Like being a bit like, oh, I thought we'd have more. So I was quite eager to check in with Cliff and be like, hey, my weight's not going up. More food, please. And I actually remember that first week in New York because I was weighing myself. I purposely brought my scale. If anything, my weight, I think it came up a little bit the day after the show. Obviously, we ate out and everything, and I'd done that rapid backload or what have you. and then it basically plateaued and then was almost dropping when we were in
Mm.
New York. So I think I was checking with Cliff I think it was every other day, pretty much.
Mm.
It was every couple of days. And then it probably moved to like twice a week, basically, and then to once a week. And my rate of gain was really quite slow at the start. I remember it vividly for like the first month being pretty darn slow. And that's the only time I actually worked with Cliff. And then I kind of went on my own. So, yeah, what was your immediate rate of gain post prep? It was, like I said, maintenance to slightly dropping off. I don't think I was eating in a deficit, but I was certainly not in any sort of large surplus. It was like the sort of surplus I'm in now, if anything. And then, yeah, it was like every couple of days initially, and then we started checking each week after that initial period. So hopefully that answers that question. And like I said, in hindsight, would I change anything? Yes, I'd be more assertive with my rate of gain during that period of time. I think it unnecessarily extended it. For me, I think in some situations, some people might need that slower approach because they are maybe more likely to rebound, although it could lead to the opposite effect. Depends on the person. Sometimes if you give them such a smaller amount of food, it just leads to them overdoing it because they can't adhere to it. But I'm that robot that will adhere no matter what, even if I think I should have more, I kind of side with not necessarily. Although I think even I said this at the time to you, Mike, I think I did sometimes go over his recommendations some days. I'm almost certain I did by a small amount, not by much, but I kind of remember making that call myself because it was just abundantly obvious.
It was quite minimal though, if it was
Yeah.
over. Like it
It wasn't like
big.
thousands. It was like
No.
maybe 100 calories.
Yeah. But you did, so like you said, I was just really impressed with just to a T, like every time. Like you said, you are that robot to a fault sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Next question. Keeping up with John has asked, have you worked with Hargainers and what helped to break the size plateau, assuming compliant client with nutrition, stress, sleep, etc. controlled?
It's interesting. I don't know how you feel about the word Hargainers, Steve, but
It's bullshit.
yeah. So I wouldn't say that I've worked with anybody who's been a hard gainer, because it's just literally about, okay, if their weight's not going up, more food. Make sure training's in a good place, make sure sleep's in a good place. Which keeping up with John said here, assuming they're compliant with nutrition, sleep, stress, etc. It's just a case of, right, if the body weight's not going up, more food. So yeah, I've never classified anyone as a hard gainer with the people that I've worked with.
Yeah, I think it depends on your definition of hard gainer, because I think the thing most people think of is just someone who has a hard time gaining weight, which is just as you said. Like if you have a hard time gaining weight, it just means you probably have an adaptive metabolism or you just don't have much of an appetite. And there's so many things you can do to help with that. The easiest way I can say it very succinctly is anything you think of doing when you're cutting, flip it on its head. And that gets you everything you need to be doing in this sort of situation. I have, however, some people might have the definition of hard gainer of people who are more closely, have less genetically well endowed, put it that way. They have less muscle gain potential. So they have a harder time actually gaining muscle. And so for those folk, I have had a number of these people who just, they train as hard as others, they work as hard as others, and the muscle just comes on slower. And often it's just, you have to be more on top of everything to see the same results as someone else. I've definitely worked with easy gainers in that sense, where they just seem to grow muscle quite comfortably. You don't have to prod and investigate too much. But I've definitely had people where you have to be more on the side of giving them more volume than you might typically give someone else, or just be very on top of like sleep, stress, lifestyle factors. Just because the easiest way to put it is their muscle growth potential is smaller, so you have to do everything to make that as big as possible. Whereas someone who already has good muscle growth potential because their genetics are just as well, they could do a lot of things wrong and still grow. So yeah, there's nothing special you have to do. It's just being more on top of everything that promotes muscle growth.
Well said, Steve. Yeah, great one. All right. So Solomon.Roskin asks, how do you know which muscle groups you should focus on developing, both for competition and in general?
Cool. So easy one for competition, because you look at judging criteria and then you judge a physique and it opens up what you should be focusing on. Really cool thing is we just did that with Victor. So that kind of gives insights into that. Outside of, and yeah, you look at your judging criteria. So whatever category you're competing in, it specifies what they're looking for, and then you can look at what you don't have, what other competitors do have. So for me, as an example, like, it was very obvious when I go through the symmetry round, oh, I'm not scoring very well on that. So it's like, whatever I can do to improve my symmetry. So it's not necessary that my quads are small, it's just for them to improve for my symmetry to improve, I need them to make my waist look smaller, so I need them to be bigger, that sort of thing. In terms of in general, so for just an individual, I think they need to kind of decide that for themselves in many ways. And if they're not sure, then focusing on symmetry and balance like a open bodybuilder would is not a bad way to go. And then obviously guys often want to focus on muscles that are showing up in t-shirts or vests. So it's like, hey, maybe your traps, your arms, that sort of thing, your mirror muscles. And then women often want to focus on the glutes, but they probably know that that's themselves. Or they can look at a physique they aspire to and be like, hey, what have they got that I haven't? That's the way I'd look at it.
Yeah, and I probably just don't have any. I don't have anything to add to that, because
that's all right.
Very comprehensive.
I can ask you the next one.
Go for it.
Fit as hell, my man Jake has asked, in a world where bodybuilding didn't exist, what do you think you'd be doing with your time, and what would your profession be?
So I think I would still probably, no, I don't know actually, because I became a physio because I started training in the gym, and I said to my mum, oh, I think I'll be a personal trainer. And she said, oh, how about a physio instead? So I might not even be a physio if it wasn't for bodybuilding, which is pretty crazy. I might be playing golf. That might be it. I honestly struggle to think. This is a great question. I honestly could be doing anything. I don't know if I would be sporty or not, because I wasn't sporty at school. So this opens up a universe of possibilities as to what I might be doing, to be honest with you. A
philosopher.
I probably would be, yeah. Maybe.
Were there any subjects at school that you enjoyed or excelled at?
I was terrible at maths. I was better at history and English and history. So, but also, yeah, science. I come from a family of scientists, so maybe I'd go down the science realm actually. So, yeah, philosopher, scientist, something of that ilk.
And then anything in terms of what you'd be spending your time on? Is there anything that comes to mind? Gaming.
I probably, do you know what?
You'd be a proper nerd.
I literally think I might be, because I'm such a like Lord of the Rings superhero type person, so I could be just this geek. Oh no. Yeah.
Playing World of Warcraft. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, oh no. Maybe I would be. I don't like that feature self.
For me, it's interesting because what got me, I was bodybuilding before my accident, but that's what kind of moved me into bodybuilding. So if bodybuilding didn't exist, I think I'd just find some other activity to kind of, it would have to be, I've always been physically active, and thankfully, at school I wasn't bad at sports. I was actually one of the people who was definitely better. So I was definitely above average in that regard. So I definitely would, and I've always loved just being active. It's always been something I've done. But it might be running. That's how I got hit, right? But actually, maybe I wouldn't go into running. It would have to be something I felt that's really interesting, because I'm introverted. I don't know if I'd love being part of a team. So it would be an individual sport. I'm trying to think maybe cycling, something like that. Off the road, though, I think I'd prefer, because obviously I got hit by a car. So I'd probably try and keep myself away from that. I don't know. Yeah, some sort of individual sport I'd be doing where you can push yourself really, really hard. And then profession, I might have continued down the path of, I was working for British Home Stores at the time, Arcadia Group, and I was a merchandiser. So I was like deciding where the products went where they're selling well and that sort of thing, I might have continued down that path and just worked in an office, or it might be from home at this point, working with spreadsheets, quite similar now. Yeah, I don't know where it would have gone. I feel like, though, I would have somehow worked into a position of making my sport my kind of job. I don't know, or maybe a management position. I just feel like I love the coaching aspect and self-development of people. Like, a lot of people look at it as what we do is just like, hey, getting someone from this body shape to this body shape. But I think of all the mental improvements they've had and character development they've had from going from A to B. That's more important to me than anything else. I have one person that comes to mind is Kevin at the moment. We've lost so much body fat. Like, he was in quite an unhealthy position. And every time he checks it, like, I couldn't care less really how he's looking. And he's just telling me, Steve, I feel so much healthier. I feel so much better. I feel so much more confident in myself. And that for me is like, oh my gosh, it's so rewarding. So I'd love to do that for people in their careers. So is that like HR? Maybe I'd be in HR.
Yeah, absolutely.
Human relations.
Yeah. And you actually really helped me there, because you got me thinking. So I think that running crossed my mind, or an Ironman. And I wonder if you'd be into Ironman, because obviously that's cycling, running, swimming, and you push yourself really hard. I think that could be a thing.
Actually, did you know I used to do Men's Health? Do you know Men's Health? They're not Ironman type of things, but they're like Tough Mudder. It's kind of similar to that. If you know those.
Yeah.
Men's Health. I used to do that. I did that 3 times, I think, because they have one in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And it was similar, like 10K with various assault courses and stuff.
Yeah.
Say
I could
CrossFit.
definitely see you doing that. And I was going to say CrossFit as well. I might have gotten into CrossFit. High rocks, exactly. All that kind of stuff. And profession-wise, psychology. I think I would become a psychologist.
Very cool. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was very helpful.
Nice.
Right. So, Lifting Lewis 5, he asks, Huberman seemed to be on the light therapy train for recovery of joints, etc. What does Magic Mike think of this? Okay, question for me. So, as far as I'm aware, and I'm not up to date with the research necessarily, but in terms of light therapy on the recovery of joints, I don't think the evidence is strong as far as I'm aware. It really will be, it's not something that someone should put a lot of weight into. I think what someone should be focusing on is the big rocks of recovery, as well as addressing any potential deficits in their just overall musculoskeletal system. So if there's a particular weakness in a given area, and that's what someone should be focusing on, because we all know that if you've got a good functioning muscular system, that is going to take loads off of joints. Joints are going to be able to recover a lot better because there's less loads going through them. And if you've got your other big rocks in place in terms of good overall exercise management, fatigue management, good sleep, etc., that's the most important thing. I don't think there's much weighting can be placed on light therapy. It's like 0.5% type thing.
Kind of like supplements to some extent, if that, I guess.
Totally. It's
in
like
a
lot. Yeah, exactly. A lot of these things, like, heat therapy and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's great, but it's not
big rocks.
No, it's not the big rocks. So, yeah.
When you hear light therapy, do you think red light therapy?
Yeah.
Red light therapy, I don't know a lot about it. I know there's a growing body of literature, but it's nothing I've seen evidence-based practitioners really reference very much. And I think that's for a reason, because there's not a strong body of literature to support its use for various things. But I think it is growing.
Yeah.
I think there's something there. I actually have a red light because I got sent one from a company, because that company also do blue light blockers. They also sent me blue light blockers. And I use the blue light blockers all the time, but I've actually never used the red light because you have to, like, at least the protocol that I have looked at before is like, you want to be like unclothed, sit in front of it, like for a certain amount of time, and I'd have to integrate it into like a routine, but I just never tried it. And also they were trying to get me to like report on it and kind of talk about it on social media and stuff, and I didn't feel comfortable knowing that I could be promoting something that I don't back personally, so I just never really went down that route. But I've got that red light somewhere, and maybe I would be interested to look into it a bit. But yeah, I think your answer holds true, especially for things like bones.
And I think also, just on that note, you've always got to balance the trade-off of how much benefit is it going to give you compared to the time of setting it up, of taking it away from other things. You know, it's going to be, I think it could be minimal, but yeah, that's just my
It's like,
thoughts.
how can you integrate it? Maybe if you change the bulb, not that you do it this way, I don't think, but you could change the bulb in like your bathroom. So when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, you can just turn on the red light and be brushing your teeth at the same time or something. Or like you're showering and the light in that can just be a red light. I don't know. But yeah, it's one of those.
Proper hacking the lifestyle there.
Yeah. Shall I ask you the next one?
Yeah.
So we got a man, Remy, has asked, you have to delete one of the following holidays, Christmas, New Year's, or your birthday. Oh, it's easy for me, man.
Yeah, New Year's.
Same.
Yeah.
So easy. I couldn't care less for New Year's. In fact, I wish we could delete it because I hate that I somehow feel like I should stay awake. And I don't want to. Charlotte gets frustrated with me every year. She's like, you're going to go to bed, aren't you? Even though I want you to stay up.
This is the great thing about being single. Don't have to stay up, so I can just go to bed. But yeah. So, Remy, that was probably one of the easiest questions you've asked us to date so far. So there you go. Right. So Barnaby B10 asks, Greg Potter has mentioned the benefits of lithium and other emerging supplements. It would be cool to get him back and also to discuss benefits of red light. Oh, I guess that was more of a statement rather than a question.
Yeah, I actually have been thinking about Greg recently because we would often voice note one another regularly, and we kind of go through phases where we'll get in touch. We'll do like daily WhatsApps for like a week, and then we fall out of touch for a few months.
Yeah.
So I need to get back in touch with Greg because I'd love to get him back on the podcast. But yeah, he's obviously talked about lithium on the podcast itself, and I have discussed red light therapy with Greg, and I'd be interested to know his updated thoughts on it. At the time, it was along the lines of what I've already talked about here. He was kind of like on the fence about it. It's nothing he would be recommending. So I don't know where he is with it now. Shall I ask you the next question?
Yeah, go for it.
Gourmet Paul has asked, looks like it's one for me. Will you drop a full update with your current macros / full training split after the inevitable deload? Second half of the improvement season is here. So yeah, it's interesting. It's so strange. There was a time of which when I thought about Menno's approach to deloading, where it was like muscle specific deloads and kind of reactive, I wasn't in favor of it. I was kind of like, oh no, a systemic deload is needed. But this year I would be like, actually, I see where Menno's coming from. As long as you don't overdo it systemically and you can deal with the amount of volume you're working with, I see no reason you can't do reactive deloading. So I'm much more in favor of that, or taking most people don't need a week. Let's put it that way. Normally it's a half week. So with what's going on this week, I kind of I fully deloaded my quads pretty much. Like I said, the systemic fatigue generated through my quad work today was minimal. So yeah, I don't know about the inevitable deload. It'll probably be a life thing where I go on holiday or I'm forced because I don't know where we are for Christmas. The gym's probably shut, so it'll be a few days off, which would be fine. I don't imagine my split's going to change though. It's still going to be in upper lower, upper lower, upper lower. I can't see why that would change. I just can't see the reason to change it. It's like once you're locked in, it's going smoothly. I don't know why I would. Macros, I give an update now. So I hit around, I don't know the numbers exactly, but it's like I pretty much hit 230 grams of protein. I normally am around 80 grams of fat. I think it's like 470 grams of carbs. So I'm at like 3,006 to 3,700 calories. In fact, my weight's been dipping, but I'm a bit hesitant to make too many changes just now as I'm going through a bit of a flux with my body and injuries and stuff. but I think I'm going to have to push to the 3.7, or so I can just feel my body starting to fight weight gain. What I mean by that is my appetite's going down. I just care
Ooh,
less about food.
right.
My hunger's going down.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just have noticed that. Like, I've changed nothing. I just noticed that. So, which I'm surprised, because didn't think that would start happening until I was near 190. So I'm kind of surprised by that. But yeah, not having to do anything wacky with my diet at the moment. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's where I'm getting to.
Another good reason for the protein bars and some of that
Yeah.
more palatable stuff. Maybe good to have that on the in the cupboards close by.
I think this is the most fruit and veg I've eaten. Like, I eat a lot of fruit and veg. I just really enjoy it. I don't know. We're discussing, it's funny. I think we discuss last week, when you cook and cool starches, you get the resistant starch and that lowers the calories. I looked into it a little bit, and it's like between, like, I think it's less than 5% calorie reduction in the amount that you're eating. So it's F all. So that can't be doing anything serious.
But it did make me smile, because when we went to watch the Demon Slayer movie Infinity Castle, you bought some veg with you, like some sugar snap peas and stuff. It was really funny because we were in the cinema. I did have popcorn, but you're like, "Do you want a sugar snap pea?" And
Love a
then
sugar snap pea.
yeah, it's great. You actually inspired me to get some this week, so I've got that in the fridge. But and then this past weekend at the Revive Meetup, after we had our meal, we went for a little walk afterwards, and you had some veg in your bag, and you snacked on that as we walked around. So yeah, you love your veg.
Yeah, I do. It's yeah, I don't know what to say. Do you want to give an update of where you're at?
Yeah, so actually, from a nutrition perspective, because we talked a little bit about training already, so I am eating around 3,450, or between 3,400, 3,500. Protein's a little bit lower, so I hit 210 every day pretty much. And then I tend to have my fats a little bit lower, so I tend to eat around 60, 70 grams of fat, normally around 70 grams. And then my carbs are, again, just maybe a touch lower, like 460-ish, 470. And that's pretty much where I'm at the moment.
Yeah, we tend to scale protein and fats closer to body weight, and then carbs make up the difference. So it makes sense you're that much lighter than me. And so, yeah, that's the difference. Cool.
Right. We have got Christopherlum, who asks, "What's your favorite Christmas treat?"
Did we have that last week pretty much?
I can't remember. Was it puddings? Was it to do with desserts?
I don't even know. I think it was just your favorite Christmas thing, because we talked about pigs and blankets and stuff like that. So I think Christopher needs to keep up to date, man.
Come on,
He's a client of mine.
Well, in that case, the final question is from my client, my man Aaron, who also came to the Revive Meetup and who we saw. So shout out to Aaron. Thank you so much for coming to the Meetup, Aaron. Appreciate it. But Aaron asks, mentioned your favorite top 3 Christmas films. So what's your top 3 favorite Christmas songs?
Oh God, I'm going to need some help from Google now. Do you know yours, Mike?
I think Silent Night. I like Silent Night. Maybe.
Oh, really?
Maybe. Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of blanking.
Silent. I can't sing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got any? I'm gonna need.
I've just Googled for some inspo. Let me share my screen, because then you can see. Oh no, can I share it? Oh dear, I did it on a different tab, and it's actually not that helpful.
Do you remember that song that it kind of starts with da 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 da?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is. So here we've got songs/Christmas Day.
Oh, I tell you what, Christmas song I hate. All I Want for Christmas. Like, I get sick of that song. I hate it.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
Oh, actually, now you've made me think of one. Driving Home for Christmas.
Yes, I like that one.
That's a good one.
I quite like Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I don't know the names of Christmas songs. I just
Oh,
hear them, and
and
then I'm like, oh, I like that one.
what about the one by what is it?
Is it Mariah Carey or something?
Not that one. I'm not a fan of that one.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
what about Michael Bublé? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Wow.
that's all right. I can be
All I
down
want
with
for
that.
Christmas is you. Is that the one you hate?
That's the one I hate.
Oh, funny. I
Or at
can't
least
see.
I get sick of it.
What's the one where it's like I'm coming home for Christmas? I quite like that. I can't even
Yeah.
remember how it goes, but this, yeah,
That
it'd be
there
useful
was
if I could play some of these.
mm, they I there's literally a song in my head, but I'm blanking on it completely. Both who sung it and do you remember the guy who sung "We're all going on a summer
Summer
holiday"?
holiday.
He
I
also
don't
sung.
remember who. No.
There was a Christmas song he sung, and it's a well-known one. Oh, here's another one. Um, that it's by I think it's Slay. Which is that? It's Christmas.
Oh
That
yeah,
one.
yeah, I like that one.
That's good.
What
Uh,
about the Harry Potter theme tune?
oh, great one.
Die Hard.
The Die Hard. Jason Statham. I mean Bruce Willis.
Yeah, could be me. I have
Yeah.
no idea. We're all bold.
Oh, also The Darkness. The Darkness had a Christmas song that was all right. That was pretty good. So
You're remembering better than me. I don't hear Christmas songs unless I go shopping and they're in stores because, like, if you're in an office, you have Christmas songs on, right?
yeah,
Whereas at home, I have silence or I have a podcast on,
yeah.
pretty much. I don't listen to radio or music, really.
Mm. Oh, so when are you going to put your Christmas decorations up?
It kind of relies on Charlotte. I'm not very good with this sort of thing.
Yeah.
We should have already had a Christmas tree up, but again, because she's so busy at work, and then it comes to me, and I'm like,
Nah.
I'm like, it's already a week into December. Do we really want to get a tree? They're a bit expensive, and I know once it's up, it will be good. Honestly, Mike, it should be this weekend.
Okay.
We've got decorations. They're upstairs in the loft or whatever, so I should get them down this weekend and start doing them. So
You've got an excuse this week, though. Your bad foot.
yeah,
Oh, God.
Charlotte will be like, but you went to the gym and you like did good mornings and hip thrusts. Like you can get the Christmas decorations up. No, I can't. But it'd be nice to have them out.
In this scenario, I tend to say to people, use physio as an excuse. Oh, Mike said I couldn't. Physio says I've got to stay off my feet, except in the gym.
Yeah. How about you?
I have no Christmas decorations, and
You
I
have to
don't
get
intend on
some.
getting any. Maybe not.
Grinch. Boo.
I know. I know. Everyone says this. Maybe one day, but I can't foresee it happening this year. To be honest with you,
Have you done any Christmas shopping yet?
no.
No.
So I'm maybe this
I'm
weekend.
almost sorted.
Are you?
Yeah,
So many
I'm very
people I've
good.
spoken to have been on it this year, but I'm quite fortunate. I have quite a small family, so I don't have a lot of people to get for. So I can get that all done quite quickly.
I'm that type of guy. It's like with my dissertation, I wanted to get it done like a week early because I'm just like, I don't want to be behind or late. Well, I buy all the presents, then I don't end up giving them to them until like after Christmas because I don't see them. So it's silly.
But they're there if you need to. At least you can say you've got them.
Yeah, I've got them. I hate wrapping as well. What I should have done is ordered them off Amazon and asked them to be gift wrapped because I will pay £2.50 or whatever it is to not have to worry about gift wrapping because I'm terrible at it and I hate it.
Is it only £2.50 for gift wrapping?
I don't know what
Something
it
like
is.
that.
They
Yeah.
normally put in like a little bag or something that's, I don't know, fairly cheap. So
It's all the little things. Just saves a bit of time, a bit of faff with the cutting and the sellotape and all that jazz.
Yeah, some people enjoy that stuff. I hate it. I'm just like, oh, I could be doing other things, and it takes too much patience to get it right.
Yeah. How are you at writing Christmas cards as well?
It's not something I'm
Yeah.
like. People send us Christmas cards, and then I feel bad because I'm like, oh, well, I should do a Christmas card. How are you?
Do you know what? I'm not too yeah, I'm not too bad at Christmas cards. I'm not amazing, but I'm all right. That's one thing that I'm pretty good at.
And you handwrite them?
I handwrite them, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, at least you do that. That's solid.
I'm quite good at writing messages. That's another thing I'm good at. So I can write a good message.
Well, you just write to whoever, Merry Christmas from Mike. It's easy.
Well, not even that, because the card will already have Merry Christmas in it. So you just write to, so from. It's easy.
Oh. Right. Should we wrap it up there?
We answered all the questions. We did a great job.
We have. Thank you so much, as always, guys, for your questions. Again, let us know about the Physique review if you enjoyed that. Again, more YouTube than on Spotify. And yeah, if we are in your Spotify Wrapped, or I think there's even like a YouTube Wrapped or anything like that, I'd love to be tagged and shared. And yeah, join us. And we appreciate you being part of this.
And also remember to, if you're up for having a meetup, if you'd like to come to a meetup, then do also let us know in the comments, like we said at the start of the show. And I guess what I'll do this week, because I don't think we mentioned it too much, but we are both online coaches, of course. So make sure that if you're interested in being coaching, please reach out to us for a consultation. We'd love to chat with you about coaching. And yeah, and then just leave us a comment, like, well, you're already subscribed, hopefully. So like, share it.
It might not be. Be subscribed.
Please be subscribed. Please like it. Please share it. We really appreciate you, and just spread the word that
we're desperate here. Come on. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.